Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to Friday. Oh my gosh, can you believe it that next week is Thanksgiving? And this is even harder to believe, beloved. Next Friday will be officially the Christmas season. Where has 2024 gone, right? And the holiday season is an interesting thing, right? I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm older and I have thoughts of how holidays used to be, if they actually were or not. They just might be an older man's delusion of what I used to think holidays were about. But I know there is a message that seems to go out regularly, is when we're in the holiday season, Christmas, but even Thanksgiving, a spirit of gratitude and gratefulness. But Christmas has the idea of peace and joy, and of course, where is it, right? The society that we live in, I know it exists. It's probably exists in your home and your own circle, but I guess if we think secularly, and the motives of the holiday season of great consumerism, one may get lost or delusioned by not seeing peace and joy. And from the devotional that I read, You Are the Beloved, by Henry Nouwen, I've shared it multiple times. It really is a great resource of inspiration. But Nouwen writes, pointers to everlasting peace. And look at what he says. He says, joyful persons do not necessarily make jokes, laughs, or even smile. They are not people with an optimistic outlook on life, who's always relative the seriousness of moments or an event. No, joyful persons see with open eyes the hard reality of human existence, and at the same time are not imprisoned by it. They have no illusion about the evil powers that roam around, looking for someone to devour. But they also know that death has no final power. They suffer with those who suffer, yet they do not hold on to suffering. They point beyond it to an everlasting peace. And I think that's really insightful. In a few things he says, they don't hold on to suffering, but they point beyond to an everlasting peace. As we enter, the final month of the year, and really the focus being on Christmas, maybe I've been thinking about it all wrong. Maybe all these years I've been wanting, the smell of a Christmas tree and ornaments and a fire roaring and, candy canes and all the goodness that Christmas holds, and even Thanksgiving, and with the traditional meal. And maybe I've been thinking all along that it's that event, and it's the people that you're with, and my whole life to be lined up so I could be joyful and have peace on earth, during this time. And Nouwen says something really powerful. He says, it's not necessarily laughter and being jubilant, which there's nothing wrong with that, but But when we talk about Jesus and the birth of Jesus, and we tell the stories and we talk about Advent and all of these things, but still trying to find joy in peppermint lattes or something else. But I think the true joy of the season, starting with Thanksgiving and peace, it's the giver of it. The season doesn't bring peace, and maybe it does for some and hasn't for me, but maybe it's the giver that our focus should be on. And though family traditions and American traditions are fine, but here, as Nguyen says, someone who is joyous and has peace doesn't turn a blind eye to the suffering or to the brokenness, but we're not affected by it. Yeah, we may empathize and sympathize, but it doesn't debilitate us, because we know that even in the present, we could find this peace and joy, and if I dare say, happiness in the King. And if that does not happen because of just life being very challenging, there's this idea of this everlasting, right? This everlasting, he says, the sufferer with those who suffer, yet they do not hold on to suffering, they point beyond it to everlasting peace. It's over there. It may not be right here, but it's... Be encouraged, beloved. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. If everything isn't perfect the way you want it in the holiday, or you find yourself alone, or you long for the days when the kids were little, or whatever it may be, just realize that the peace and joy come from the King, and not the month or the date or all that comes with it, but that the Prince of Peace is our Father, and that He is the only source of it. God bless you.